name is Frank McGuinness. I'm an integration consultant with the Walt Disney Company, and I come to DSE to honestly bask in the wisdom of my fellow end users and try to share a slice of humble pie and, have all of us share a little bit of our experiences in this industry and how we're using it to make some magic. I work with folks across Walt Disney Imagineering, technology, operations, multiple lines of businesses, food and beverage, technology, merchandise, ticketing. So it's, at least within the parks and resorts segment, is where I have responsibility toward. So I'm continuing to watch the evolution of a variety of the transparent displays, which initially were kind of kludgy in many prior years, and I've been watching them evolve the technology, understand the aspects of incorporating it into everyday objects, the coolers and what have you that are there as well, and watching it become something that eventually will replace the glass in most storefronts. And a variety of different techniques have been used in the past to sort of achieve the same effect in a low-tech manner, but we're finally at a point where it's a much more seamless technology. So that's very exciting. I've enjoyed all curved displays. Of course, you're getting curvier on a yearly basis. So I think that opens some opportunities for locations that don't have the ability to be flexible. And honestly, traditional angled displays just are not a good fit necessarily. So there's certain design aspects that are worthwhile exploring, but to reach the right person and achieve that right angle, curved displays in many cases are the way to go. And also, as the show has evolved, as more companies look at not just the ownership of digital signage, but the analytics of exploring it, more analytics focused firms are here as well. And I've enjoyed some excellent conversations along those lines. There are things here that I need to sit down with a whole bunch of folks and talk about where we could deploy them. But yeah, sadly my shopping cart, would overfill my luggage at this point. But no, there's a lot of interesting things I'd like to think about. The Intel space actually as well had a variety of interesting technologies to fit into retail spaces, and some of those I feel would be excellent fits as well, so I want to explore some of those technologies. So yeah, there's a lot to be thoughtful about at the show. KISS rule, honestly, keep it simple. Don't necessarily try to do 7 things at the same time when you first roll out your network. Try something out, see what's happening, think about how you're going to measure it. Don't just deploy it and wait for dollars to basically, fall in, but explore how it's going to affect your operations. How are you going to track and measure that? Do you have the support of partners, of people on the operations side? Those are all critical pieces for the success of any initial implementation. For content, the baseline is looking at what needs to be fixed and be there all the time versus what can be fluid. There are certain things you want to rotate. There are certain things you want to focus on, certain strategic core items or a family of items necessarily, as opposed to other things that have less importance on your given board or display. Trying to find the good middle ground for that, trying to understand how long does your given customer or guest have to absorb that message. Is 3 seconds enough? Is 4 seconds enough? Are they standing in a line? Is this going to be something they will continue to look at, or honestly look away as this is overwhelming to me or not useful at this moment? Does it fulfill a call of action? Can I fulfill what you've described to me in my next moment, or is it wasted? These are all considerations to think about when you're looking at your content and designing, am I really reaching the right promotion to the right guest at the right time? I think there's so many different solutions necessarily that are being developed that, and mind you again, a given company might go for one particular solution for a first implementation, realize certain limitations, move on to the next. Intercompatibility between a lot of those solutions doesn't necessarily exist. So you might need to replace more than the player. You might be looking at replacing the entire content management system. the standardization between a lot of those systems, I don't think necessarily is there in all regards. So those are some challenges for people as they look at refreshing their networks and as they look at budgeting future refreshes of their products as well. Those are some issues for them. It's a must-attend event for me. Again, going back to what I said at the beginning, it's a big old slice of humble pie. If you think you're doing everything right, you're wrong. DSE is that opportunity to hear those fellow people talk about the pain points, talk about their experiences, learn from others who are taking interesting and novel approaches to the design of their environments, of their signage, of their content. Which ways and what kind of client engagements are they involved in? You don't necessarily get that by just browsing a couple of websites and reading the occasional blog, as valuable as all those things are. It brings it all together. It's the ability to shop around through multiple different vendors, see things, touch things, especially if you're designing environments in which guests are going to literally touch and interact. Those are not things that are easily demoed, again, over a web page or even someone visiting with a laptop. You want to be up close, you want to see it, you want to create a space that people can try to imagine this in a public venue one way or the other. DSE allows for those things. Digital Signage Expo, simply amazing.